Hey, and welcome back. I'm still here on Scorched Earth, and thought I'd give you a quick rundown of the dinos I have here. On my shoulder is Noah, spelled Noaa, as in the. Um, I've completely blanked on what NOAA stands for. Northern Oceanic, I don't know, Animal Aardvark. I don't know. If you remember what NOAA stands for, just put it in the comments. But basically, they have to do with weather, and this little jerboa, that's what he's for. I keep him on my shoulder because he lets me know when storms are fixing to happen. You saw Flash trying to grab some screen time there, and Speedy also trying to grab some screen time. And I've got a couple more jerboas laying around here. That one's AccuWeather, and it looks like it has Copperfield, the dung beetle, stuck in place, which is great. And then we have Roker, as in Al Roker, the weatherman from the Today Show. Uh, and I keep them in the place because that's Noah is not my first Noah. This is about my third Noah. I just didn't bother to put the 3.0s and stuff like that on these um, because they I would lose them. One of them died in lava on accident. Well, it was an accident. I died too, but so anyway, I've gone through several Noahs, but I keep Noah on my shoulder. This I call Thieving Weasel, and Thieving Weasel uh, was an accidental tame. I'm not even sure how I tamed Thieving Weasel. It's a Pegostomax, and they like to take stuff out of your inventory and run off, which is super annoying. I usually shoot them whenever I find them. Uh, this was an accidental tame, so I gave it an appropriate name, left it here in the in the base. Here's Houdini. You notice the dung beetles are not poop jokes this time. Uh, the dung beetles are both named after magicians because every time I would open the door, it seemed like they would run out, and I'd have to chase them down somewhere and throw them back in. Here's Desert Turkey. I tamed a vulture just so I could say I tamed a vulture. I haven't really used the vulture. I haven't done anything with Desert Turkey since it got here. So, it's just been sitting there, chilling. Over there is my Rex army, which, we're not worried about the names. I've got a Daedon here called Not a Cow because it had some black and white splotches that reminded me of a cow. And I thought, well, that's not a cow. And I was like, hey, that's going to be your name, Not a Cow. And then here's the Uteranus that I'm going to use for the boss fight. Since I had Super Chicken back on the island and it's really hot here, this is, of course, fried chicken. Yeah, fried chicken. So other dinos and crazy things here. There's Smokey the Saber-tooth, which of course I had to have a tech parasaur. This is called Doorbell, and way up on top of that cliff is Roof Alarm, and they are both just in alarm mode, and they let me know if something approaches um, that I don't want near my base. Here is the replacement for Airbus eventually, and that is Desert Eagle. This bird is amazing, much higher level than wow, much higher level than um, Airbus. Well, okay, Airbus is a higher level, but Desert Eagle has better stats, even though it's a lower level. Same thing with Score, which looks a whole lot like Kit Kat, which looks a whole lot like Creamsicle, but Score is the offspring of Creamsicle and the other one, Creamsicle and no named male Thylacoleo. But Score has got amazing stats, much better than Oreo. You're gonna replace Oreo. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And of course, you saw melon earlier. The green and the orange kind of reminded me of like cantaloupe and melon. So, hey, melon. Over here, of course, there's some other RGs that I tamed to get Desert Eagle. AK was the first one that I tamed when I got here, and then a few days ago I went and tamed a couple others that were higher level and bred them, and that's how I got Desert Eagle. I never named this guy. This is a Paraceratherium, and it's huge, incredibly slow. You can see you've got this massive saddle on the back. And you may think, well, why would you have this giant platform? Because I needed this big cannon so I could shoot this guy in the face with cannonballs until I knocked him out. And that's how I got this guy. Yep, hi. It's a face only a mother could love. But so I never named the Paraceratherium. Paraceratherium. Yeah, I said that right. Okay. So if you have a name suggestion, like mutant giraffe or I don't know, something clever, you can put it in the comments. My rock elemental is named Balboa, and if you can't figure out why, you need to educate yourself with movies. These are the parents of the Rex army, Ebony and Ivory, which is pretty cool since one is black and one was white. I thought that's perfect. I mean, sounds like a song. Because it is a song. Right. And then Bugbear and Super Gopher, um, they were also the parents of an army that I used to go out and fight death worms at one point, which I don't use them anymore, and I don't need the army anymore. The army's in crapods. This is a mantis, and I named it DDT, which is a bug killer. The mantis is pretty cool, but to be fair, I'm not a fan of bugs, and so I only use mantis when I have to. Great for harvesting wood and thatch. Here's a moth, and I named the moth Poot. That's right, Poot. And why is it called Poot? Because Poot moth, it lets out a little poot, and slows down any attackers. That's about all it's good for. Here's Doge. Just got it because I wanted one. Of course, you gotta have an Inky. This one, kind of, when I've tamed it, I saw the yellow and black right away, but it was nighttime, and so I named it Steeler, as in the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I use it to get metal, so I thought, hey, that's clever. Here is Splinter. Splinter is it's called a thorny dragon. It has a pretty cool attack. If we can get it on camera. Not really, but it shoots out little poison darts from its tail. And it's good for harvesting things. This is Moralitops, if I remember correctly. It not only holds water, this is a fantastic berry gatherer. And then I have another Doedicurus here, just named Sandy, because she gets just as much sand as she does stones, which is crazy. And then finally, last but not least, let's rush over here. I need to wrap this up. You can see flying in the distance here is Hot Wings. Hot Wings. I did not come up with that name. Somebody clever came up with that name. But Hot Wings is a phoenix, which is pretty cool. Never lands, so that can be kind of annoying. And then over here, we've got Wildfire, which you've met before. This is our fire wyvern. Hop on here and Toast out some fire. Hopefully we don't kill anybody. This is my lightning wyvern, Voltron. You know, Volts. I really didn't want to hit Hot Wings with that. Here's a poison wyvern, which I named Halitosis. And let's see, can we do this without killing anybody? Yeah, and so it sends out this big poison blast, which terrifies me because it can kill me. And this is the first wyvern I ever raised up, and that's Ember. And Ember hasn't seen much use since I got these other three, Wildfire and Voltron being the beast out of all of these, or the beasts out of all these guys here. But that is, that's the petting zoo here at Scorched Earth. So thanks for joining me, and I think next time we'll be taking on the, not the Overseer, we'll be taking on the Manticore here on Scorched Earth. And so I will see you then.